Wooshot.
One, two, one, two. Check, check, check. 1, 2. That's right. This 26th day of December, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Sprayed Up Podcast, episode number 34. What's good? That's right. One day after Christmas, this holiday weekend, as we're here in the building. As you know, I'm DJ Widebody. Got the rest of the panel. Brother More D, the Jersey Sun, Pot, See Me Hustle, aka Smooth, and watch it out there. Cool. That's right. Gonna get it in. Welcome. What's going on? What's happening? Happy holidays to everybody out there. DJ Rec in the chat, what's going on? Please like, please share this. Everybody in the room here, please share, please like, please subscribe, hit the notification bell. What's said is said. We're going to go ahead and share this on Facebook. Got a little bit of some scores and stuff to update, and we'll get on with our show. One sec here. We're live. All right, so moving along, let's go ahead and without further ado, let's get into our scores and scuff like that.
Just do it live.
All right. God dang it. Real quick, ESPN. Last week, final. Chiefs over the Chargers 34-28. Mahomes 31-47, 410 yards. That's Saturday, December 18th, Saturday game. Patriots lose to the Colts 27-17. Mac Jones 26 for 45, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. Sunday game, Panthers and the Bills wipe the Panthers 31-14. Jared Allen, Josh Allen, 19-34, 210 yards. Lions, Cardinals, the Lions get another win. They beat the Cardinals 30-12. First win of the season, for the second win of the season for the Lions. Kyler Murray, 457 yards, 1 touchdown. Moving along, Jets and Dolphins, AFC East showdown. Dolphins over the Jets, 31-24. Tua, 16 for 27, 196 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cowboys and Giants, as you know. Cowboys wipe the Giants 21-6. Dak Prescott, 28 for 37, 270 yards, 1 touchdown. Moving along, Titans and Steelers. Steelers over the Titans, 19-13. Tannehill, 22 for 32, 153 yards, 1 interception. Moving along, final, Jags and Texans. Texans over the Jags, 30-16. And Trevor Lawrence, 22 for 38, 210 yards passing. Bengals and the Broncos at Mile High Stadium. The Bengals escape with a win out of my house, Mile High Stadium. They beat the Broncos 15-10. Burrow, 15 for 22, 157 yards, 1 TD there. Falcons, 49ers, NFC West showdown. I'm sorry, the NFC not a showdown. 49ers over the Falcons, though, 31-13. The 49ers keep on winning. Matt Ryan, Natty Ice, 19-22, 236 yards passing, 1 TD. Final, Packers, Ravens. Baltimore, the Packers over the Ravens by 1 point. The Packers do clinch the division after the Ravens 2-point try fails. Aaron Rodgers, 23 for 31, 268 yards, 8 touchdowns. Moving along, Saints Buccaneers. This is an NFC division matchup here. The Saints shut out the Buccaneers' first goose egg since Brady has been a Buck. Brady is 26-48, 214 yards, 1 interception. Moving along, Monday night game, Raiders and the Browns. The Raiders, they beat the Browns at Brown Stadium 16-14. Derek Carr, 25-38, 236 yards, 1 TD. Nick Chubb, 22 carries, 91 yards, 1 TD. Moving along, Vikings over the Bears, 17-9. Cousins goes for 2 touchdowns. They beat the Bears, like they say, 17-9. Justin Fields, 26-39, 285 yards, 1 TD. Another Tuesday game, Seahawks and the Rams. Rams over the Seahawks, 20-10, as these Seahawks teams continue to slide. Cooper Kupp with 2 TD catches. Matthew Stafford, 21-29, 244 yards, 2 touchdowns. Moving along, Washington football team going against the Eagles. NFC East matchup. And the Washington football team loses to the Eagles, 27-17. Jalen Hurts, he hurts 3 TDs. 20-26, 296 yards. Move along. Christmas. Browns, Packers. Browns go up to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. Already clinched the playoff spot, but the Packers, they beat the Browns 2 points, 24-22. Baker Mayfield, sounds like 2 last names. 21-36, 223 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chubb, 17 carries for 126 yards, 1 dime. And Devontae Adams, 10 receptions, 114 yards, 2 TDs. And the other game, the Colts and Cardinals. The Colts beat the Cardinals once again, 22-16. Cardinals, 2 in a row. They lost. Carson Wentz comes alive. Murray, 27-43, 245 yards, 1 TD. Moving along, Monday night game. Monday, tomorrow, Dolphins and the Saints. They're going to be playing as well. So, won't go over the games. Today, we have, let's see here. Miami and the Falcons today at 1. Ravens against the Bengals. Ravens going into Cincinnati. Rams going up to Minnesota to take on the Vikings. The Bills go up to Foxborough to take on the Patriots. The Jaguars go up to the Old Meadowlands to take on the New York Jets. The Giants go to Lincoln Financial Field to take on the Eagles, an old NFC East matchup there. And the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Buccaneers go up to Charlotte to take on the Panthers. Chargers and the Texans. Chargers go down to Texas to take on the Texans. The Bears go up to the 12th man, Seattle, to take on the Seahawks. Don't be surprised if the Bears win that one. And the Steelers go into Arrowhead to take on the Chiefs. And the 425 game, Broncos and the Raiders. Broncos go to Las Vegas, take on the Raiders. And the 820 game tonight, the Washington football team go down to Irving, Texas to take on the NFC East leader, the Cowboys. And the Thursday night game, as we said, the 49ers, they lose to the Titans 20-17. Jimmy Garoppolo, 26-35. Let's move on. Moving on, NBA standings. Last night, Brooklyn going against the Lakers. We watched this game last night. The Lakers come up short. Brooklyn over the Lakers, 122-115. LeBron James for 39 points. Wow. Still not enough as Westbrook fumbles it. LeBron walks off the field. Real quick, top 5, Eastern Conference. The Cavs, 19-13. Number 4, the Heat, 20-13. The Bucks, number 3, 22-13. The Bulls, they're in second, 19-10. And number 1, the Nets alone, 22-9. Western Conference, top 5. Let's go 5, the Clippers, 17-15. Number 4, the Grizzlies, 19-14. The Jazz, 23-9. The Suns at 2, 26-6. And the Warriors at 27-6. They also beat the Suns last night for Christmas Day. Weather right now in Neptune, it's 51 degrees. Partly sunny, sunny high. Winds northwest at 110 to 20 miles per hour. In Atlanta, it's 69 degrees. Precipitation at 4%, humidity 71%. That is in Atlanta. In Los Angeles, it's 47 degrees. Sunny. Precipitation 2. Humidity 87%. And in Florida right now, it is 70 degrees and sunny. So that is it for all that good stuff. What's going on, my peoples? Welcome everybody in the chat. Let me get off the spotlight, guys. See everybody, can see everybody. So crazy week as well as we deal with this thing called life, this controller. Up, down, left, right. BA, start. Hope everyone enjoyed their
Entree?
the time off. Hello, Mom. See me hustle. DJ Rec in the chat. How's everybody doing?
I'm good, man. Myself.
That's what's
We're good. Good now. We're good.
Spend some time with family. You know.
Beautiful thing, man. I always say, man, as I get older, family is more important. Is like price. Family. I think family makes you rich, man.
Yeah.
Being around a fam, man. That's it's priceless.
I'm 3,000 miles away from my family.
You what?
Oh.
Hey, where your family? Where your family?
Who you got out there, man? You got anybody you hang with? Like you got what?
You know what he got out there.
Of course, man. I got friends. I was hanging with some friends and shit. Christmas Eve, whenever that was. That 2 days
Feliz
ago.
Navidad. You speaking Spanish now, Malcolm? Everything you went to Colombia, you can speak Spanish now, huh?
Yep. Espanol, niggas.
All right. So yeah, Malcolm. So you had a little trip to San Diego, man. You want to tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, nah, I went to go see one of my boys that was stationed in the Navy. Just seeing him out there, a little group get together and all that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't bring no presents, just my presence. You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's why I said the niggas anyway.
So did you interact with anyone, any females out there? You know, you being an eligible bachelor and all. Anything?
They ain't really go for that shit. Nah,
what they go
getting
for?
On me
man?
for not bringing no presents and shit. Man. I ain't bring.
What?
I told them I bought my presents, yo, but they, you know what I mean? Niggas, you know.
Didn't bring any presents? Did you?
Okay.
That was it. What are you drinking?
Damn. I actually like that hat, Malcolm. I kind of like that.
That's a nice hat, man. Get up from
Yeah.
So did
Where you get that from, brother? I like that.
I'll give you one guess where I got it from. What state I got it from?
City Trend?
City Trent, yeah. I think said City Trent.
Ain't nobody else selling no New Jersey hats. Ain't nobody selling no New Jersey hats but New Jersey.
Nah, you get them online though. You get shit online.
Oh yeah,
That's what I thought you was gonna say online.
Oh no.
All right, so Malcolm, so did you you were telling me about your little trip and stuff about the females you trying to holler like what? So when did they want to fight and get disruptive with you, man? What you tell them?
I ain't want to holler at nobody, man. I just say, you know what I mean? I forget what we was talking about, but I just, put it out there, put my feelings out there, and then.
Okay, I'm sorry. What were your feelings, bro? I'm sorry.
I put my feelings on the subject out there, and then, next thing I know, but women don't want to hear the truth. They just want to hear what they want to hear. That's
I know what you're talking about.
What did you tell them?
Now I get it. I get it now.
What you say, man? What did you say?
That's exactly what I said. I said, y'all don't want to hear the truth. Y'all want to hear what you want to hear. So,
what was your truth, man?
I try to get to the bottom of this one.
My truth is about who I date, bro, and I keep that to myself. But my truth
is about
who I date.
All right. Okay, you could have said that
who
10 minutes ago.
Who I choose not to date, man.
All right, hey, man, as well. So yeah, man. So today, man, brother Howard over there. Well, we were talking about what we needed to talk about today. Kind of a crazy week because of the schedule and all that. So, brother Pot, man, brought up a real good. I like this, man. It's about Christmas, man. It's about yeah.
La. Go ahead.
So, we were talking about Christmas and who should Christmas be for? Adults, kids, we're going to talk about Christmas. Who is it for? Because, I've always said for years, I hate spending all my money for Christmas. And then the first of the year, you got credit card debt and, you're getting stuff for people that don't appreciate it because you feel that you have to get people gifts and stuff like that. And I kind of think that for those of us who do celebrate Christmas, I think we forgot what Christmas is all about. And that's when we talk about being around your family and stuff and stuff like that. I don't indulge in, going all out and breaking my pockets for Christmas and getting stuff for people who don't appreciate it. So let's talk about that. Hey, Pot, I want you to elaborate a little bit. You started off, man.
It's not necessarily about people who don't appreciate it. It's where you stand on that holiday. I mean, that holiday is, to me, it's about kids, the whole concept of Christmas, it's more for kids, especially with the gift things, but then the family comes in. I believe the like for adults, we should be setting that whole thing for kids, like, you know, the gifts and all that and cooking the food and all that. And we just enjoy the time being with loved ones. That's what it should be. But it seems like adults want to get involved too and still be kids too and demand certain gifts or want a certain type of gift. And that's to me, those are the gifts that really cost when you're dealing with adults. But, you know, the kids is all good for the kids. But I just think we need to get out of that shit, trying to stay kids, trying to take advantage of Christmas. You know, thinking we deserve a present and shit. You know what I mean?
Do you get your mom? Do you get everyone gifts in your family?
No, only the kids. I don't give nobody but the kids. That's the only people I give, because I don't want shit for Christmas, dog. Because like I said, I'm looking at Christmas the way I look at it. You know, I mean, that's how I expect all grown-ups, but I know we all different. But I just think it's really a kid. I mean, think about it. All the best time in Christmas was when you was a kid. It was more, you know, it's like a fantasy thing, or, you know, I mean, it was just fun for kids. Adults was the ones out there spending money, but then you got another adult that try to be like a kid and think that they deserve a present and all that, a gift. I'm just saying it don't make sense to me. You know, everybody always want to like pick in and like try to take advantage.
Right, so I got a quick question, man, for the
panel. Go ahead.
At what age? I'm just curious, right? Just be, you know, us being black men and shit, you know what I mean, and just being raised, you know, the way he was raised. I'm just curious, at what age do we tell our children that there's no such thing as Santa Claus and shit?
Man, from the beginning,
from the beginning.
If you celebrate Christmas,
right? I never like my mom had us believing in Christmas, but I kind of, when I seen that Nintendo in the closet that time, I knew it was up. And my mom used to set out like cookies and shit, and then the cookies would be ate and shit. Like, I guess, you know, she was trying to, you know, maybe, you know, help me out as a kid with the imagination and all that shit, man. But I didn't.
So
that wasn't my thing with my kid.
Like 13, 14 for you?
My like 10 years old. 15, 16.
Hey, you know who told me there was no Santa Claus? Pot to my mother.
Wow.
When she passed, he probably didn't remember that. They told me that.
I'm always saying something about it though.
Yeah, but you don't remember that. You and my mother both told me that.
So he was a rebel at a young age, Pot.
Yeah, so
little man.
I was always against the system at a young age.
Why'd you ruin somebody's shit?
I'm saying, no, she ruined it. I didn't feel no type of way. Thank you for the information.
Because I feel like the black people, we mainly want our kids to understand, like, hey, yo, Santa Claus is out here working 40 hours a week. And,
I'm Santa Claus, nigga.
Yeah. You know what I mean? This came from my hard work, yo.
There is going to be a Santa Claus.
Right.
Because I'm going to tell them that if you unscramble Santa, you get Satan. So they don't want to hear it from me.
Definitely don't want to hear it from me. I
never thought of that shit.
It's on purpose. They make the words like that on purpose. It's on purpose.
Oh yeah,
that's Santa. You get Satan.
It's grooming us to be what you call it. Delusional.
I know it's not our holiday though. I know that much.
Yeah, it's not our holiday.
I don't want to get into all that shit, but I don't know.
Kwanzaa face ass.
Kwanzaa. They can keep Kwanzaa too. They try to throw that shit out.
But I'm just saying it's all built around consumerism.
I'll take Kwanzaa over Christmas. Kwanzaa has more of a meaning behind it with the 7 principles. Those are daily things you can live by. What you gonna live by?
What is Kwanzaa?
I named my daughter after one of them. Imani is
I remember that Kwanzaa. I remember they tried.
What is Kwanzaa? I really don't know.
Me neither. We didn't push it hard enough.
What is Kwanzaa?
It's a day to celebrate family, friends.
The concept.
It's all still built around consumerism, though.
Come together, blackness.
All that. Yeah, but you said something about some principles. That's what I'm getting at. Like, what are
7 principles, nigga? Shit to live by.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the concept.
I can't break them down.
I know one of them is Imani. I named my daughter after one of them.
Google that shit.
I know, right? Pretty much Google it.
Hey, but, I like the concept. I don't like the time of year. I think it should be separate from Christmas. I think it should be done at a different time. And I also think it should have been like back in 92 or 93 when we first started Kwanzaa. I remember we were all with it, and then it's kind of like faded away. But we could have really made that a real legit holiday, man, and we would have kind of got behind it.
It's based on the same thing, though. It's still based on the same thing, which is
it's more than getting knowledge itself. It's not based on the same thing at all.
Well, no,
I celebrated that shit. I couldn't celebrate Christmas.
I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is, in the end,
I celebrated no white man.
in the end, it all became based around consumerism and buying gifts and basically
like
spending your money.
Kwanzaa's not buying gifts. If
I
you
know
get
it's
to the
not.
true
I know it's
meaning
not.
of
That's
it,
not what I'm
it's
saying,
not
nigga.
about that.
I know what you're
He said, "I
saying.
celebrated no white man." I like that. He said it with authority too.
I'm saying the end result is it became based around like everything, like all the holidays ultimately is based on getting your money.
I get with that.
I think Thanksgiving dying.
All right, okay, Malcolm. Now you say you named your daughter, so you can break down that principle then.
What you name your daughter? What you name your daughter, man? Huh?
Imani.
Okay, so what's the principle? You said that's one of the principles of Kwanzaa? Yeah. Can you break that down, like what it means?
Well, Imani means faith. I mean, at the time of my life, what I was going through and shit, I just that hit me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, so the faith part hit me. You know, I had faith in myself, even though things wasn't real. I was on trial and shit, facing 7 years of prison.
Right.
And I just had some kind of faith that I was gonna be, you know what I mean? I was gonna make it to where I'm at today. Somehow. I don't know how the fuck I had that faith, but I just had it.
Hey, shout out to RTO in the chat. He says America would have never made Kwanzaa a legit holiday. It is for uplifting of blacks that goes against their agenda.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
But if they make enough money, they will consider it if enough money is spent because it is all about business.
I mean, we're the number one consumers,
but that's
right?
the thing. Kwanzaa is not supposed to be built off.
It's not.
Off that. It's not like a corporate.
That's why I like
it's not a corporate holiday. Like Christmas and all that turned into a corporate holiday. It's more about money.
Faith.
Kwanzaa means coming together, community, family. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There ain't no money in that.
Right. You can't
if
see
anything. It ain't no money in it because it ain't supposed to. It ain't. Yeah, it ain't what it's.
But I'm saying if there was money in it, they would have made it a holiday.
I get that.
I don't even think they'll do it if money was in it.
Oh shit!
They'll call it something else. They'll probably they'll give it something else.
You can't have something of that magnitude with that associate original people and make it something big like that. That'll never work.
Real shit.
That's why we would never have.
I forgot it gotta be slavery and shit like that. That's the shit that we celebrate.
Yeah, that's all they do. Like they'll celebrate Martin Luther King, but they ain't about to celebrate Malcolm X. Oh no.
Some states still don't recognize it.
No,
anything that
go get
power,
you don't get off.
Power is it won't be televised. Anything that's dealing with
power, televised.
Suppression, oppression and all that, then it will be televised.
Well, you know,
but I'm just saying, like we'll celebrate slave stuff. But we want to celebrate anything that has power in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And I ain't gonna go into Martin Luther King because it'll make a lot of people mad.
I was gonna ask about that.
I'm gonna leave Martin alone.
Nah, you can speak about Martin. See, that's the thing. You can speak on
it, man. Because I was gonna ask a question. I was gonna ask a question about Martin, man.
I got a question too. Go ahead.
Ask a question, man.
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, like, you know. People look at Martin Luther King as progress. Do we look at Martin Luther King as a needle mover in a sense, as far as?
Can I speak on that? Because I got feelings about that.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I look at it as a yin and a yang, right?
All right.
It's more than one way to accomplish something. And now, personally, me, I'm named Malcolm. That's my name. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I have the spirit inside me, the fighting spirit inside me. You know, I can't stand back and just let people throw rocks and sick dogs on me. But at the same time, I respect it. I respect it in the fact that that's beyond the capability of something that I possess. I don't possess that trait in me. But at the same time, the way shit was going in the country, it was two different ways. You know what I mean? You had the revolutionary way, and you had the way the Martin Luther King and them was focused on, which was
nonviolent. Right? I never understood
integration,
right?
All that.
It was fighting. It was fighting because they fought. You know what I mean? But it was in a nonviolent way. It was in a nonviolent manner, and basically they forced between the two sides, forced the country to choose who they was going to roll with. You know what I mean? And this came down from the president of the United States at the time. They didn't want the Malcolm X type of person. They didn't. They were like, "Yo,
you want the softer one that say you can hit me," and all. They
gotta give in to. We're gonna have to give in here or something. We're gonna have to give motherfuckers something because
submissive
of the way you know what I mean. The country was going because the country was getting torn apart.
Right.
It was like we're gonna have to give in to Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was public enemy number one at one point in time. Regardless of him being nonviolent,
right?
White people wanted him dead. They wanted to kill him. He was the number one most hated person in America at one point in time. Even being nonviolent, being a Christian, and I don't want to get to his flaws, but
never
being
understood.
a Christian man, he was the most hated person in America over anyone else. Think about that for a second. Think about how fucking crazy
until they flip that switch.
Mm-hmm. Right. I never understood the logic behind the nonviolent shit to where I think at that time it was time to be on some like, man, you hit me, I hit you back.
I just don't understand, of course, and that's how we feel. But I'm just saying,
became one of his own. Then they drafted.
Why are you? Go ahead.
They drafted Martin Luther King as one of their own. After a while, yes. they did hate him. But after a while, they brought him in.
They used them, right? They
started working with him.
Because they realized the alternative.
Yeah.
Because they realized
working with him.
All right, Ricks, that's what I was going to get at. Like, exactly what you said. Yeah. Like, they started loving this nigga. Like, they was using him. Yeah. And he knew what was going on.
Yeah, he did.
It's a whole thing
into it. Yeah.
But it makes sense dealing with this country, you know what I mean? This is what this country is about, you know what I mean? But my whole thing is, you know what y'all saying, like the weak part of like, why are you trying to fight to live in a prison? That's just how I say it. Why are you fighting?
You want to fight so you can live, man. I mean,
integration.
Prison,
acceptance in a prison. You should be.
Okay, what do you call in a prison? You say integration is a prison?
I'm saying this whole thing that we live in is a prison anyway. Why are you fighting to get a position in prison?
To be accepted.
Fuck accepted. I want to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. Fuck integrating this.
No, I'm just saying, but you shouldn't be like, I'm not fighting. Put it this way: if you don't want me to, like, back they said black people can't vote and all that.
Man, I can't.
Hold up. But if you're gonna now allow me to vote, I don't want to fucking vote. I don't even want to go to your house. You know what I mean? The shit that I couldn't do before that you didn't want me to do, and now you saying I can do it. Fuck no, that make me look even worse. Thank you.
But you have that option though.
Thank you.
Right.
You also don't discount the fact that you have that option now. You know what I mean? And here's what I respect about the whole thing is it was much easier for me coming up than it was for my parents and them generation. Right. Much easier for me. Right. And that's the only reason why it was much easier for me is because of the stuff they did.
Right.
Now I can sit here and complain, and I'm not in the position I want to be in, and all that, and I could throw the blame around if I want to. But really, I would have to look at myself.
I don't think they played a part in that. I think honestly, I don't like talking about race and all that.
Trust me, they did play a part in it, bro. Trust me, if life wasn't as hard for you as it was for your parents.
Take your ass back to the 60s.
Whatever happened for you, white people were behind that shit. Whatever happened in this system, white people was the reason why your ass is what you think is freedom.
White people is the one who made the system.
That's not black people. Black people got
so
shit to
you
do
don't think you don't think that was a natural progression of life on this planet? When people make the statement about what people did in the past that made it better for us now, is that a natural progression, or was it something that they intentionally did to make sure we were straight in the future? In other words, you can't keep people in chains forever. That's just like
natural progression is how things go.
Can't do that.
Sir Isaac Newton was one of the greatest. Isaac Newton was one of the greatest minds that ever existed on this planet Earth. Do you know if you brought Isaac Newton
but go ahead
here right now? You brought one of the greatest minds who ever existed on this planet right now, and I handed him this iPhone that I could hand to my child. The dude would be like, "What type of sorcery is this?" He had no idea what the hell to do with that.
That's out of context.
Everybody knows. Natural progression.
That's out of context. You can't say
what
that.
I'm saying is natural progression is the way things go.
That's okay. So
stand on the shoulders of those who came before us.
Is that natural progression?
Yes. Natural progression is the way things go.
Okay, so naturally, if things are left to evolve, based on their natural ability to be strong and weak, you don't think we would not be in chains at this point? I'm not taking nothing away from the ancestors, because I get what y'all saying. But what I'm saying is we make that statement about, we wouldn't have it as easy if such and such didn't do X, Y, and Z.
Exactly.
I agree, and I disagree, because you got to understand something, man. All this shit is not by accident. None of this shit is by accident. And
they have it easier than what we had it?
No,
I can't say that. That's a relative statement. I can't say that.
testimonials and shit.
Okay. Hey,
I can't say that.
Okay. I can understand what you're saying. My point is that
different things there has to be we have
things
to deal,
again, once
deal
again,
with
they
different things, and they have to deal
they
with
have all
things.
this in their palms. We didn't have this growing up. You know what I mean? We had certain things, but yeah, okay, it's all relative. We stand on the shoulders of those who come before us, bro. You know what I mean?
That's natural.
People in the 60s, Dave Cowens and all them dudes wasn't dunking like Michael Jordan was in the 80s and 90s, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is that to say that Michael Jordan was, or the people that exist? I don't even want to use Michael Jordan because obviously Michael Jordan was just a regular dude that was dunking. You know what I mean? Is that to say that you know what I mean? The only reason that people are playing today, Steph Curry and all these dudes are playing the NBA the way they are today, is because they stand on the shoulders of the people that came before them, man. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm just saying
is just a different time. It's just.
To a degree, I would agree and disagree, because I'm just giving the God nature of the original man to be what it is, even now. You can't stop that no matter what happens. No matter what happens, you can't stop that natural progression of God being God. I'm just saying.
All right.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
But you
as far as Mountain, and if you look at Martin, in its infancy, Martin's movement was more powerful and more dangerous than Malcolm's, because you got to understand that Martin understood the fact that, like, take boycott, for instance. Boycotts were so powerful that you got to look at the fact that when you pull money out of something, you do more harm to the infrastructure of any racist establishment than saying, fuck you, I'm gonna stay over here and do me, and you stay over there and do you. The bottom line is they didn't want us talking money. It was all about the money. Martin was a bigger problem than Malcolm. Malcolm was for self-preservation. You fuck with me, I fuck with you back. Let me live.
He wanted his own.
Let me ask you this.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Let me ask you this.
He didn't want to work with the white.
And we were already separated. We already had segregation in it, and it's, you know, what it was. So segregation, you know, by default wasn't an issue. Malcolm looked at segregation, because you got to understand, you had Malcolm actually not working with the Klan, but the Klan respected some of Malcolm's ideology because they agreed on the fact that y'all stay over here, we stay over there.
Right.
We do us, you do you. We good.
Yeah. Right. I've always said that too. So you talking boycotts? Were we more of an economic threat back then, as far as boycotting somebody's shit?
Yes.
Or is this
about economics, man? Fuck economics, man. But
that was the biggest weapon, was the fact that we can pull our money out of a system that didn't give a fuck about us and stand on it and be united on that one principle. You got to understand that the so-called leaders, black leaders of today, them niggas never talk about galvanizing a movement for boycotts ever. You know why? Because now white folks have gotten smart. They said, hey, if you organize that type of shit, we call that economic terrorism. You are now a threat to the system.
Wow. Yeah.
That's a real problem. That's why you never hear what's old boy bobblehead that lost all the weight with the perm? What's his name?
Oh, Al Sharpton.
I always think of Al Sharpton when people talk about the leaders.
Al Sharpton never speaks of a revolutionary concept of real boycott. None of them.
Man, he working with them, man.
He working with them,
man. All of them, man. That's why I don't trust
because
none of them.
The power.
Martin, I ain't with that. What you saying with Martin? Martin was working with them. I'm more Malcolm. He wanted his own to set up his own everything.
I agree with that. Yeah,
that's why I said in the infancy. That's why I said in its infancy.
Right. Because the white man manipulated this shit
in the
already,
beginning,
man. So
he was infiltrated.
In his infancy. But you can't say for real. I can't say that. Okay, so the boycotts and stuff that worked in the beginning, in the short term, that worked. But us having our own everything, I think.
How's integration working right now?
Could have been more powerful. Yeah, I think that.
Let's talk about that. How is that shit working right now?
Hey, but look at.
If you look at the history of this country, it wasn't all. It wasn't. Everything wasn't all against black people. People always had that misconception that black people are the only ones. Every race got shitted on in this country, from Irish, Italian, Jews. All them dudes got shitted on. So all of them races got shitted on.
That's true.
Italians wasn't even considered white. We considered them white, but they wasn't even considered white. White people didn't even consider. They didn't want nothing to do with Italians. Italians But what the Italians did was they got their own. They went in together.
That's why I was about to bring up Malcolm X. Malcolm X, like, look,
own shit, and that's the one thing.
That's not my concern.
Then they became white. See, they had to become under one umbrella because they knew if they were separate, they couldn't fuck with us.
Well, they had to get respected. Number one, they was out for respect.
Yeah,
I get that part.
I get that part.
They policed their own communities. They became the cops, police their own communities. They did
but then they banded together. That's right. White motherfuckers together now.
That should have been our natural. That should have been our natural progression.
Our natural progression. That was fought
should have been our shit.
But there was
one
weapon.
What's the name of that shit? Damn, black. Y'all remember the place we had? It was a big. It flourished black business.
Black Wall Street.
I forgot the name of that shit. Black Wall Street. They tore that apart. They tore that apart. They burned it down.
Exactly. They put their foot on our necks. They didn't allow us to
know the economics do matter.
They didn't allow us to build. You know, they didn't want us building. They took every chance they could to tour that. And then with that said, we still are where we are today, which is the best that black people have ever been in the United States.
What you saying, Dre? What you saying?
There was one real key element that was dropped into the whole movement that kind of, ultimately, I'm not gonna say it was dropped in, because initially you got to understand Christianity was used as a helpful tool for us to move around through tight spots throughout those troubled times, but at the same time,
and to keep people passive,
it became Achilles' heel at a certain juncture, Christianity, because it also taught the followers to become one, to assimilate in and be one with everybody, and that was not good.
Not the move,
because you can't love your enemy. You can't. Christianity was helpful, and at the same time, it imploded the whole fucking system.
Wow.
For sure.
Sip Easy, what's going on? RTO Beats in the chat. Those two.
Nation of Islam, they had their own ideology.
Right.
And
they don't like that shit.
Real quick, guys. Real quick, in the chat, RTO Beats says Armani means faith. He says unity, and he says those two combined was a huge issue for them. And Sip Easy, this came in. Good evening, gentlemen. What's going on, Sip Easy? I'm sorry. Go ahead, proceed, please. But that's real shit, though, man.
But Malcolm and Martin was Malcolm's ideology. Martin's ideology started to change at the tail end of his demise, because he was having those talks, and he was moving more into a self-preservation, fuck with me, blah blah blah, how I go, and they had to neutralize him on that. So it is what it is. But even with that, we still are part of something that's bigger than all of us, that they can't even fucking stop. A bigger organism that they can't stop, and they know it. That's why they're desperately now putting all this different shit in place, because you can't stop the natural progression of man evolving out of mental bondage. Physical bondage is one thing that man, like I said, it'd be weird for us to be in change today. But the bottom line is our mental bondage now is breaking. The fact that we having this conversation is a testament to the evolution. The fact that we're talking about it.
Right. Break the mental chains.
Yeah, that's where we at right now.
Yeah.
So everything with check out, not to cut the wisdom on where we going, but check out the new Netflix show called Don't Look Up. I don't know if anybody's seen that shit.
I ain't see shit. I heard about it.
I was gonna watch it. I ain't watching it.
We'll build on that after everybody watch it, but check that shit out, nigga.
Don't Look Up on Netflix. I'll put that in the chat. Y'all check that out.
Is that the comet one where they were saying it was going to be a comet that was going to come down and destroy the Earth or something?
Yeah, okay. Check out Don't Look Up. It's layered like a motherfucker. It's layered, and it's dark comedy. But at the when you watch it, it has a lot of meanings. But it puts in perspective how crazy and fucked up the system is at any means to save itself. Yeah. And if you are not mentally out of those shackles, you go down with the shit crazy. But yeah, check that shit out, man.
Oh man, I was talking about you. I was like, damn man, I gotta call Dre tonight, yo. I never called you, but I was like, I gotta call Dre and show him this shit.
That shit crazy.
That shit crazy.
I have to check it out.
Oh shit.
Don't look up, nigga.
So
social media had motherfuckers fucked up in the show. Yeah. They can't function. They can't think for themselves.
Don't
crazy.
look up. What's up, Rod Wallace in the chat?
That's another natural progression.
Shout out to
natural
Rod.
progression of things of trying to make life easier.
Shout out.
That's true.
Making life worse.
Hey,
making us, I don't want to say making life worse, but making us think less. You know what I mean? Critical thinking is.
Well, they always want to do that. They always want
shout out. Shout out to
this ain't just black people. This is everybody.
Shout out to Rod Wallace.
That's everybody with that. Yeah, that's everybody.
Shout out to Rod Wallace in the chat. Shout out to Sip Easy. Rod Wallace from the Zero Noise podcast. He says, "Don't look up is excellent." Yeah, guys, check that out, man. Check that out. We'll talk about it next week as well, man. It's dope.
Yeah.
Don't look up, baby.
Right.
Yo, that nigga mine came to. I was like, "Dad, I gotta call Dre, baby." I was like, "This shit, I gotta hear Dre break this down." Yo.
Yeah, I don't want to get too heavy off into it because everybody ain't watched it yet. But yeah, watch that, and then and keep in mind that the movie is based on a lot of factual shit that has been talked about for decades. You know, dealing with extra celestial bodies outside of our solar system that have an elliptical orbit. An elliptical orbit is an orbit that's elongated. We have an orbit that moves like in a circle around the sun, and then you got an elongated
ours is elliptical
orbit.
Well. The Earth's elliptical as well.
Well, you got a super elliptical one where that celestial body will travel outside of the asteroid belt and back into our solar system. That might take 3,600 years for it to do that. But they talk about that. You got different, people who spoke about, Zachariah Stitchin with a lot of books on the 12th planet and all that. But
Zachariah, that's the boy right there.
So it's got a lot of shit in it. But back to Malcolm and Martin. Segregation is
there was more than just them two, you know what I mean? Like originally it was Marcus Garvey who
don't forget Huey P. Newton.
Do you know that there was that actually this country didn't know what to do with black people
they want Garvey out of there.
After the Civil War, pre-Civil War, at the beginning, slavery was a fight between factions of people in this country from the beginning. There was a fight. Certain people who profited from it that were for it, and there were certain people that was against it. Man. They chose to do nothing at the beginning, right? They chose to kick the can down the road, as they say, which obviously eventually led to a civil war in this country, fighting themselves over slavery. No matter what people say about states' rights and northern aggression and all that, the fight was over slavery. It was something that had been coming since the beginning of the country.
It's still the same fight.
I'm gonna add on to that.
It was a fight between certain factions, and from the beginning, like I said, kick the can down the road, and it led to a civil war. Now, after the Civil War was over, there was a question of what do we do with these black people? What the fuck do we do with them? There was a movement there were people that wanted to send all the blacks in the country back to Africa. They were going to just repatriate them back to Africa.
That was Marcus Garvey.
No. This is
right after the Civil War. Wanted that shit.
This is 1865 after the Civil War. So there were discussions.
Go ahead.
There were discussions in the earth. In Congress and shit to what they were going to do. You know, what I mean, where they were going to send us, how could they send us? They had no money. The United States had no money, so they just basically had to say, okay, well, we make these motherfuckers full citizens. But then there was fights against that, and that's where the Ku Klux Klan was born and all that. So.
Yeah, and then them motherfuckers was lazy as hell. They couldn't do shit. And a lot
this
of the
is
blacks,
just a no. Well, we
but I'm saying a lot
ran into people ran into the fucking the ceiling. Black people, our ancestors built this country, bro.
Oh, we know that.
Who built it?
I don't think nobody gonna argue that one. Ain't nobody gonna argue that.
We built it for free.
Italians did too, man.
And we had all the fucking skills.
Bro. We built this country on our back.
They did. They know what they were doing. Nice, good.
But slave labor, man.
Since they were bringing us
slavery. Slavery, a lot of the slaves had a lot of skills. You know what I'm saying? As far as building shit, a lot of them couldn't do that shit. White people,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Because shit, they were sitting on their ass,
right?
And it's a whole bunch of families now that are rich off of fucking slavery.
And it wasn't everybody that owned slaves though. It was only like 3% of the population.
That's generational wealth.
Yeah, because you got to think about it. I mean, you don't have to pay them nothing. All you got to do is feed them chitlins, all the fucked up shit on the pig, and all that bullshit. You ain't got to pay them nothing. So all you doing is profiting. You ain't got to pay your employees.
Exactly. That's what happened.
Right. Especially free labor.
Right.
So you take advantage of that.
Take full advantage.
Yeah, so that's not the point.
That's why they fought for it. That's why some of them fought against it.
But that was only 3%. That was only 3% of the population.
You're not gonna give up. You're not gonna give up your free labor.
Right. You messing the economy up by doing that. We y'all crazy?
Well, there's
That's
a part
the Civil
of
War right there.
there's a
That's
part
Civil
of the
War.
Civil War it wasn't just about slavery. It also had
Obviously,
to
it
do
was
with
about them
economics and money.
seceding.
Yeah, of course.
From
It had,
Oh, yeah,
it
the
had
money
a,
part.
from the
Yeah, it
United
had a
States.
big-
Money
which was
part.
illegal.
Yeah.
big part
Yo,
to do with
Y'all
economics
just
and
said
money.
something.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot.
There
about that
is a
part.
movie. I'm gonna throw out another movie. It's old, but it's still the bomb. It's called Abraham Lincoln and
I saw that.
the Vampire Killer.
Yeah,
Slayer, some shit like that.
I see that.
Yeah,
I see that.
yeah.
I see that.
Very good
I saw the
movie. But you got to understand who the vampires technically represented.
See, I gotta watch
Vampire,
And you
so
got to
you'll have
listen.
to
You got to
tell me
listen
right
to
now.
their commentary on how deep rooted they were and how and why they wanted to move up north and take over, the country. Why they wanted the country, and this all boils down to the elite and the banking system. And they were feeding vampires feed off of their host. So the elite and the bankers, that's what the same thing that they do to us. They feed off of us. They siphon money out of the population. They feed off of us. They can't exist without us. They're like parasites. So when you watch the movie, even though you're entertained by vampires, but the dialogue and what they're saying and how the infrastructure is way deeper than just, Abraham Lincoln killing vampires. And keep in mind, it's Abraham Lincoln, right? So he quote unquote supposed to have freed the slaves. So it's all a lot of symbolic stuff in there. And the train that he was riding, if y'all remember the movie, the train had a number 1 on it. And keep in mind, they put him on a penny, but the train had the copper on it. If y'all remember the movie, the copper was to kill the vampires. But anyway, go check out the movie and we can build on that later. But it's real deep.
But this is beyond movies and shit. You know what I mean? I separate the fact from the fiction here. My point is this country didn't know what to do
go ahead.
with black people. They had no idea what to do. Some people were just like, what these are all questions that they had. What do we do with them? Do we give them the right to vote? Do we let them sleep with white women and shit? You know what I mean? These were actual questions that they had in Congress.
Yeah, but they didn't want
what the fuck are we gonna do with
mean
these
the right to vote? We're gonna have to straighten that shit out because that's giving up your rights. That's not keeping your rights. That means giving. Do you have a right to give your? You're giving.
I don't want to get into. I don't want to deal with all that. What I'm just talking about is just a simple right to go to the booth and exercise a vote. That's what I'm talking about. Physically, you have the ability. I don't want to get into the mental and all that shit. This is the questions that they had. They did not know physically what to do with black people. I think if the United States had the money, if they hadn't gone through that whole Civil War, I think it's a good percentage that they would have just sent the black people back to Africa, bro.
Well, we've been had the right to vote. It's just that they would not let them do register to vote. A lot of them were keeping their foot on their neck.
No, we had the right to vote. The right to vote came after the Civil War.
Giving up your rights to
black
vote,
men.
Man.
Women didn't have the right to vote at that time, but black men had the right to vote after the Civil War.
Right. That's true.
Before the Civil War, it was a no on black men.
I'm talking about more so the 20s, 30s, and 40s, 50s, maybe. As far as that's concerned, a lot of people.
Civil War happened from 1861 to 1865.
Well, I'm not talking about Civil War, sir. I'm talking about the riflemen.
There you go, man. Hey, man, you paid attention to social studies, man. You got
I didn't pay attention to social studies.
Yeah, the whole voting. It's a voting act. So the thing is, it's not a real right.
This is knowledge that we all have available to us, bro. It just takes curiosity.
What would you think they giving to y'all, man? Fuck that shit. What would you think they giving to y'all?
Exactly.
That's the trick, man. That's the wool over the eyes, man.
It's a chess move. It's a chess move. I mean, when you look at the board, it's one big chess move.
Right. That's what they're doing. And that's why every time when shit change and you got to abide by it because you gave up your rights to vote. I'm just saying, stop calling it.
Oh, shit.
You gave up your rights to vote. So you
but physically, you can go to the voting booth or wherever they do the voting booth, the voting stuff at. You can physically go there and go cast your vote.
Vote for somebody. I'm going to give
I mean, if we're gonna go there, you could talk about social security numbers and all that, but that's
that's going deep because you already owned off of that. They got barcodes on all that.
As long as you in the corporation, as long as you inside, you got any contract with the corporation, you in the system. So that it is what it is.
Absolutely.
They just
any contract,
limits, though. They got
driver's license, social security, all that shit, bank accounts, name it. There's a contract.
Yep, you got barcodes on all that shit. You property. To them.
But the main one is following the rules, and that's the main one. When you vote, you follow every single fucking thing that you don't want to do, that you gave up your rights that you have to do now because you fucking signed your rights over to these motherfuckers.
So you're saying you shouldn't vote? You don't.
No,
Yeah, I mean, it's a choice.
man.
It's a choice.
That you
It's
have
a
to vote.
choice,
That's a
though.
choice.
It's a choice.
You have to
It's a
be.
choice, but it's a fool's choice to think
No, you
that
can't,
they got
man.
right.
Dude,
Can't
don't
say
speak on
that,
nobody
man.
else's choice, bro.
Can't say
You don't
that.
have the right to. That's like me mandating you have to vote. You don't have the right to choose. You have the right to choose for yourself what you do. You don't have the right
That's
to choose.
what they
Tell
say.
me what I need to do.
Yeah, that's why they try to trick you into saying you got a right to vote, but really they saying you got to give up you're gonna give up your rights when you vote. That's they just use the technology on you mentally. People feel like they got a
Well,
right.
no, that's
You might,
I feel
you might
like
got to
it's
break
choice.
that one down, Pa. You got to break that one down.
Yeah,
Like, what
that's
you say?
yeah.
Break that down. You gotta break that down.
Let me just say this: speak for
Don't say the
yourself. Don't speak for
context for you,
everybody,
like-
because you can't
You
tell me
can't
what's
give
right
up
for me. But speak
something
for yourself.
that you
For
don't
yourself.
have if you.
Right.
Well,
Man.
What I'm trying to say is you're re-signing yourself when you do that, because after a certain amount of years, don't you you got the they have new candidates, right? So the contract is up for a new contract. So when they tell you that you have a right to vote, they're just basically telling you.
Why don't you vote? Why don't you vote? Don't tell me about
Yeah,
me.
why don't you vote,
Why
Pat?
don't you vote?
That's not a that's not a new contract. You just basically you're going to utilize something. Voting rights. Everybody don't have voting rights. Everybody don't have that.
Right.
It's never been proven. That shit has never, just like vaccines and all that shit, it's never been proven to be something official. That shit has never been official, so it's going to show you it's the opposite.
That's only for somebody who's.
I'm still
but that
trying to
only
get into
applies.
why he doesn't vote. He's not explaining why he
I
doesn't.
don't vote because I'm not a slave. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Slaves
Then you
vote.
okay? So here let's put it in context. In order for you not okay, let me put it in context. Let's be technical. In order for you not to be, in order for any of us not to be a quote unquote slave to the system, then you have to be a sovereign individual. You have to be outside of the system, which means you should not have any contracts whatsoever with this corporation. If you got one contract with the corporation, you are a quote unquote slave.
You with the corporation.
I hate to say slave.
There's no way around it.
Yeah, but
nobody here.
You have to be sovereign. You have to be sovereign. If you're not a sovereign citizen,
Are
then
you a sovereign citizen,
if you're not sovereign, then that means you're under the jurisdiction of this corporation. That means that they can enforce all their rules and laws on you because you are a product of the corporation. Until you become sovereign.
Paycheck.
And you vote to give up everything.
Well, it ain't really got nothing to do with voting.
You got your tax ID, all that.
Once you get a social security card, that's it, buddy.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm saying every contract has its limits. Every contract has a certain.
Yeah, when you give it all back, when you dissolve your straw man status in this corporation and go back to being a sovereign citizen, like a lot of the Moors and American nationals do, then you're under the system, you're under the corporation. It is what it is. That's all of us.
And plus, you still use your social security number for everything. You still
get a paycheck, don't you? You still pay bills.
And you need that social security.
Driver's license. Driver's license is a contract.
But I do what I want to do.
Oh, that shit is contract.
You're not doing what you want to do.
This is the difference between people talking and people actually in the action. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I do it to a point where
nobody's here doing what they just want to
do.
So
let's not debate his
ideology,
personal opinion about it.
Right.
Yeah, it is personal because
it is personal.
That's your.
It makes sense.
There ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. We shouldn't be debating your universal view about how you see that. You're right.
What it is.
Yeah, you're right. From a relative perspective, you're right. So we shouldn't debate that. You're right. And you should have the
right.
Freedom to see it how you see it.
That don't make it right for us. That don't make it our reality as well.
This
don't make it a blanket statement.
Is that people aren't judged by their words, they're judged by their actions. Men aren't judged by words, they're judged by actions.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I hear what Pot's saying. It reminds me of like the dude in prison.
You don't know what kind of actions I do. You act like I'm just words, man. Everything I do, I lived out and I experienced my own shit. Man.
I'm not knocking that. I don't think we're challenging that. We're not challenging that, man.
Saying you got a job, you got a paycheck,
now that
you got all this
the ego is defending itself now.
But you have all these.
He has the same things the so-called Americans have. He has everything the so-called Americans have. But
so that's what I'm judging, Pot.
That's what we're trying to make you understand.
As a person, I'm not
right. We're not judging at all.
You're right in your perspective. You are right, 100% right.
And I'm not disagreeing with that, but I'm just looking at you.
No, you are. You're 100% right.
I'm looking at you, and I'm saying the words don't match up with the way you claiming one thing, and the words.
That's right, man.
That's how I live my life. Everything that I talk about, that's where my mind is at. Nobody has I don't really contracts don't mean nothing.
Still didn't explain why you don't vote.
And that's 100% correct. That's 100% correct.
I break a contract right on the spot and don't give a fuck about the consequences because the consequences got to fucking take me over before I whip the consequences ass when it comes to me. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, hit the sound effect. Why? What you doing?
You break
to this day.
They can't break every contract.
To this day.
It sounds good to the Bills, dude. You know, that should sound good to
this
Bills.
day.
And that's something we all got to deal with. We all got to deal with bills and shit. We all come the first of the month.
That's the bullshit. That's the one thing you can't escape is fucking bills.
Death and taxes, man. Death and taxes and apple pie. Nigga.
How are you keeping your cell phone? You got a no contract cell phone? Plan?
Listen, I can stop using my cell phone.
I told you play cornerback.
That
boy backpedal with the best.
Dude, like that. He ran in front of the kid. No.
That contract don't mean shit. If I stop using my phone, it's done.
Boy, backpedal with the
already in the game.
But man, the only way you get out all that shit is if you're gonna live in the woods, kill your own food, grow your own food. That's the only way you're gonna be able to do that, man.
There's limits to getting out. There's limits to getting out of the
best by the hour.
Now, here's one thing we all could do. We all can move out of the country, yo. We all can repatriate to Africa, yo. There's certain countries in Africa you can and I've investigated this. There's certain countries. And some of that
Akon. They said Akon opening up.
He's supposed to have his own city coming.
I do want to go to Africa, man. I do want to go to Africa.
I would say with that. Africans over there.
Nigga, you don't want to go to Africa. You want to go to America.
Why not?
No, nothing.
Don't you want to disconnect? What happened to all that disconnected shit? What happened to all that slave shit you talking about?
I was talking to Aaron with that Superman shirt on. I said with that motherfucking Superman shirt on. You don't want to go to Africa.
But here's one thing about that.
Why you saying something about my shirt, bro? You wear a Dragon Ball Z fucking goddamn fucking
here's one
Dragon
thing about
Ball
that,
Z
though,
fucking helmet.
Repatriating back to Africa, they look at us as we are blessed. And if you want to go back to Africa, you need to bring something over there that can benefit everybody.
I said, you better bring something back.
You can't go over there expecting them to do everything. Then you better
not the ones over here.
Did you get any gold? Did you get any gold while you were in Colombia, man? Did you get any gold?
Did I get any gold?
Yeah.
To be working on the land and something over. You can't just sit around.
Hey, Tip Easy says Tesla PI phone is sounding better every day. Tesla is taking over, man. Pot going to be on some red cup and a string communications.
Smoke signals.
Seashell's gonna be digital for them.
They cards are so much a piece of shit when you really do the knowledge and watch the videos on them. They cards ain't worth shit. Tesla ain't shit, dog.
Man, I roll in a Tesla.
All right. So you say that they said we blessed over here. You mean just being here?
Yes.
In this country,
the opportunities over here, nigga. That's
okay.
Motherfuckers come over here.
Nah, blessed. Hey, we all blessed, man.
It's capitalism. It's capitalism.
I got that. I was about to talk about something else.
Yeah, but the
Africans here hate us. The ones that come over here, they hate us.
We don't get along.
I work with.
We don't get along with them.
There's some. There may be some, but you know,
it's a lot of them. At least here in Atlanta,
man. You got to count your blessings.
In Atlanta,
but y'all gotta understand.
It's a lot. Yeah, it might be Atlanta, but it's a lot.
That's a program. They're being programmed to think that way. They don't. They're not born.
Hating.
Displaced Africans.
They already know
that they've been taught.
You don't know
when they go to the
over there in Africa, they don't hate us. They look at us as brothers.
Yeah, Africa they probably don't.
They look at us as brothers, but they look at us as being in the United States, and they wish they had the opportunities that we have. But what I'm saying, my whole point in that is saying, if you want to disconnect from America, you are able to. You are able to. All I'm saying is take advantage of what's offered to you here,
man.
You use that
right there. You
build
go.
Up.
That's survival, man. That's survival.
That's what people really should be on.
Yeah,
because you can repatriate back to Africa. You can take a simple DNA test, and if you can find out, you can pinpoint what country you're from. Some of them countries will take you back with no questions asked, bro.
I don't be believing that shit. Maybe.
Yeah.
The only problem I had with the DNA situation.
I'm not telling you not to stay in America, but I'm not
DNA,
telling you this country.
Hold on, guys. Everybody talking at one time. Everybody talking. Go ahead, Dre.
This country has great opportunities for
Malcolm?
you if you want to capitalize off. I'm not
shits
telling
about
you not
order.
to be an American.
Malcolm gonna be an ambassador for one of these countries.
But I'm telling you that option is open to you. It's
the
open.
representative for the Medellin, please. You may speak.
Like you trying to sell shit to niggas, dog. Like to go to different countries, like you selling that.
But
shit
I'm
like
saying if you want to be on that on that mode that you on, that option is available to you. Don't just sit here and talk about it because you're on a podcast. You can live that shit.
Hey, Malcolm, Sip Easy says the phone though. He says the phone, not the car. It has satellite instead of phone networks, and it has solar panels for charging, to say the least. I like the concept.
That's dope. But check out Don't Look Up, and then that'll shit make sense to you.
Don't look down either, nigga. Let me step in some frog shit.
That phone shit. Look at when you see Don't Look Up, that phone shit'll make sense.
True.
So
all right,
yeah,
I gotta check that out now. Now you got me
that's a
watch.
good movie, man. Don't
because
look
that
up
phone that they had on there was
Black Mirror. Y'all watch
Black level.
Black Mirror?
No,
I watched some episodes of Black Mirror.
That's crazy.
It's just a matter of putting up a satellite. We can us six can pool our money together and put up our own satellite if we wanted to.
Yeah,
we can put up a satellite and do phone service out of satellite. I don't got money to put up a satellite. But it's been done. It's been done.
Nigga, you talking about
it can be done if people came together, brothers came together.
A lot of money.
A lot can be done.
Yeah, a lot of money, nigga.
A whole
this
lot.
is where the talking ends.
But will we do it? Is
where the action begins.
That's the $1 million question.
Because you know why? It's because people are always seeing corruption in things and never believing in something that can actually work. No one's willing to go down that rabbit hole.
Yeah, is that program?
Sacrifice.
Like, what'd you feel about that? Right. Is that programming?
What
he just said?
That? About us not coming together?
Yeah.
Yeah, what the Kryptonian
said. That's displaced Africans. I'm not gonna speak of Africans on the continent because they're more tribal.
Yeah.
And they're close knit based on culture and things like that. That's how we're supposed to be. But we are fragmented over here. So with that being said, us coming together is an illusion because in order for us, the mind control program to work the way it's working, we have to let go of that coming together. That shit is it's a fucking illusion. It just doesn't exist. Now you will have pockets of people who will get together and formulate things as a group, but us as a people, we should all no. That is an illusion. The only time we had that cohesiveness together is when we had an ultimate issue and we were segregated. We're all put in one spot, and y'all was over there, and we were over here, and we knew who the enemy was, and everybody had the same fucking problem. We don't have that anymore. We assimilate into the system now, so we're fragmented and broken up. Everybody got opportunity. Everybody got money. Everybody got ideas. Everybody got this. You got freedom to be a girl if you want, and all. They did that on purpose to make sure that there is no cohesiveness of us.
We've been integrated.
Real shit.
That was the reason. Back to integration. Took all the little power we had.
So more opportunity.
But the six of us have power though.
Huh?
Okay, but speaking on not black people as a whole, but the six of us right here, we have power.
I agree.
That will be a group coming together. But when people speak of us as a people, do you mean us in this country or global?
In this country, in this country, black people in this country, I don't think that'll ever happen. We too far.
It's not supposed to happen.
It ain't gonna happen.
It's not supposed to happen. But
you ain't gonna let it. But hey, go ahead.
I will say this, and it is to be seen. But down the pipe, we will have a situation globally where we're gonna have to put down our differences and be on the same page. That's coming.
All right, but
I don't want to wait for it though. I don't
we ain't got no wait for it either.
The universe has to force these situations. We're not gonna do this shit on our own. The universe has to force it.
I'm not waiting for the afterlife. I'm not waiting for
no
heaven.
No, you can't wait for
it. We ain't talking about that. We talking about here and now.
All right, but now. All right, but look at it. Yo, when we was talking about Black Wall Street, they came together. because I think they had their own banks and all that, right? In Black Wall Street,
everything.
Yeah,
You can
their own
go
banks.
look at- you can
They
go find
burned
all
that
this
shit
information.
down. They found a reason to burn it down, yo.
You can go and find all this
Now,
information.
that was a situation where they came together. Shit was flourishing. White
know
people
why?
didn't like that shit
Never come
Because
together
there
with
was
a business opportunity.
segregation.
No. I'm not going against that. I'm just saying this is when it did happen. They actually did it. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
Yeah.
that's
because-
something
go ahead,
I'm
Trey.
interested in
Because
you know
there
what I mean?
was a catalyst that forced Black Wall Street. When you take people and force them into one area or area of society, they're gonna do shit like that.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm.
Black Wall
You know-
Street is a product of the universe using white people in their own egotistical manner to say, "Hey, we ain't fucking with y'all."
Mhm.
And then the
Yeah,
universe says,
shit.
"Okay, now y'all off the titty. What you gonna do? We got to figure this shit out on our own." And that's what we did. So when
Yeah.
I say the hand will be forced down the road, it's coming. We're gonna be forced in the same situation where something's gonna have to happen, and we're all gonna be forced to say, "Hey, we're gonna have to make this work in order to survive."
You think victim mentality is a problem? Is an
Yes,
issue with black people?
yes.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
100%.
Yeah, because it stops you. It makes you think it's not going to work.
Yeah.
You know, it's just negative. It makes you think negative about everything. So yeah, that is definitely. But yo, do they have a good documentary on that?
There's
Uh,
good documentaries everywhere, bro.
On I'm talking on Black Wall Street.
All you
I
gotta
would
do
love
is be
to.
Hell
curious.
yeah, man.
Oh yeah, they got a
All you
lot
have
of
to
those.
do is be curious, bro.
They got real footage. They got.
Yeah, that's what I want to see because I've dibbled and dabbled in it, but I haven't really seen no one thing because I don't
Here's
know.
the thing about being a man, bro. As young boys, we're curious about shit. We look up at the stars and shit. We look at all,
There you
you
go.
know what I mean? Learn about the planets and all that shit. Learn what's out there.
What-
But
about
sometimes,
to say, man?
what I see is a lot of people that curiosity in a lot of men, that curiosity dies somewhere. You know what I mean? I know dudes that never been out of Asbury, that don't even know where I'm at right now. They can't even point to California on the map and shit. Isn't that fucking
Shit.
sad, bro?
Hell yeah, that's true.
Sad, bro.
I know
Motherfuckers
some
won't leave
people-
their hometown. Yeah, definitely, man.
Isn't
That
that
shit's
sad?
crazy.
And they're cool with that. I know people like that too.
I
They're
know
cool
people
with
that don't even know where the
I
capital
don't want
of
to
the
say
United
it's
States
sad,
is,
man,
bro.
because y'all looking down on people, and I don't like that.
Well,
Yeah,
And I'm just saying,
let's say this.
Anybody. Let me
Let's-
say
They
that.
can-
They just ain't make the move yet. Or
Let's
they-
say this.
No,
Let's put it in
Some
perspective.
of them
though.
never make that
Let me
move.
explain my point. Let me explain my
They
point. real
cool.
quick. My point is the curiosity in them die, bro, and that kills you as a person. If you're a
I
person
like
that
that.
has no
Good point.
curiosity, that's
Yeah.
not curious about the world, but
Mm.
curious about learning about stuff, then
Yeah.
you're basically dead, bro. You're sitting there, you're a vessel waiting to die, bro. There is
But
nothing
everybody
around
can't
you that's
be
going
that.
to.
I
Everybody
don't-
can't
I
be
wouldn't
I ain't gonna
that.
say you dead. I'm not gonna say you dead.
Everybody
What are
I
you
ain't
can't
gonna
be
waiting
the
for?
say.
Where are
same,
you
man.
moving?
Everybody's not the
Where are
same.
you progressing in life? You're either
Everybody's
progressing
because you
you're
don't
moving
get up
forward, or
out of
you're
your
moving
area.
backwards, bro.
That you're I
Everybody's
don't-
not the same. Everybody's
I'm
not
not
gonna
talking about getting
travel
out of your
London.
area. Understand
Everybody,
what I'm saying?
some
A person that's
people just might make it to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Some people not gonna go to California.
you're missing the
Thank
point,
God.
brother.
can't-
You're missing the
I'll-
point. My
I-
point is going way over your head, bro. The point
No,
is
it's
about
not.
being curious as a person,
too
bro.
tall
You
for
trying
that.
to
Curious
go
about
over
learning.
everybody's head.
I think everybody has the ability to be curious,
They have the
acting on
ability.
it.
Of course we do. That's why we're here. That's why we have iPhones. That's why we have computers.
Hey.
That's why we got Zoom right now.
I don't
Somebody was
think,
curious
uh,
enough to invent this shit. What I'm
I
saying
don't really look
is,
at people's in their
everybody's
position on
not
why they
that,
didn't leave
man.
a certain area.
I
I
I don't know
understand
what
it.
they
I
left
understand
area
it.
or not. That's not.
You
the
trying
point.
to go over everybody's head, man. Stay
That's
on the
not my
same
point. My
level,
point is
man.
about curiosity.
Fucking-
Being a man, a man, and having that natural curiosity
Not-
in you as a person,
Not
to,
above
to,
and
the
beyond,
ability
man.
to want to learn. Or what the
I
fuck
understand what you said. And Malcolm actually agree with you in some
Are you
ways.
not?
I'm gonna
interested
go.
in
I'm gonna
what's
go
out
religious
there in
on
the
y'all
world?
niggas. I'm gonna go religious.
I actually agree with
God,
you.
God,
with
God.
some of
Let's
that.
just say God wanted those people to be where they are because that's
people
what their destiny was. They're
Somebody's
supposed
got
to
to work
be
in
there.
the. Somebody's got to work in the fucking
Yeah.
drive-through.
But
yeah,
you're
they're
more
supposed
talking
to.
about.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
supposed, and you
Exactly.
as an individual were supposed to
Supposed to do
You're
what you
supposed to
did,
doing
yeah.
what you're doing. So
That's what I was
I
about
don't-
to get at.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
get
even
at.
get into why
Yeah.
somebody
To the
is
day.
where they at. That I mean, they where they at because that's where they're supposed to be.
My-
Everybody,
My-
everyone
But-
has
my
their
point.
own.
That was
Everyone
But
has
I-
their
Think
own.
about this, though. We all have our own destination, man. Like
Right, right. I'm gonna pot.
That's
you
it
know,
in a nutshell.
somebody's happy for some people could be happy just stuck in the forest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
Want to be a part of the system.
Malcolm, I do.
Long
I
as
do
you-
agree with you, but that's
nobody, man. Don't
I-
put yourself
I
over
live-
nobody.
yeah,
Don't
that's
put
true.
yourself over nobody.
Like-
man.
Pursuit of happiness, bro. That's is all about for me, man. Long as I'm
exactly.
happy.
Yeah. That's
I
all
don't-
it is.
Yeah. Some
I
people- yeah, you're
I
absolutely
agree
right.
with you,
Some people-
Malcolm. because I kind of feel how you feel, but I can't say people wrong for doing what they do.
I can't understand life without being curious.
But
I can't understand not being curious about shit.
Sip easy.
Yo, I agree with you, but that's what you are. That's what you are.
Exactly.
Not everybody there.
I like to go different places, but everybody's not like everybody. You can't put that on everybody.
Yeah, you can't really say it's bad. You're more speaking how you feel. But I feel how you feel. I feel you. I feel you. But
people happy where they at.
It's like the same thing. Like I'm wearing Jordan.
As long as they happy, bro, I don't care. If they like it, I love it.
Exactly.
Hey,
Just
Sip
ask
Easy.
them. Yeah.
Sip Easy says in the chat. He says, never leave your neighborhood to shop or nothing. That's sad. I don't think we're talking about going out to the neighborhood to shop. I just think everyone has their own.
I brought up the traveling
as
an example, but I didn't want to focus on the child.
No. I understand what you said.
I meant more just being curious about the world and shit. You know,
thinking beyond, not thinking beyond. I understand what you said. Thinking beyond.
I think that's something that's important for me.
Not just the simple shit.
That's good.
Not just the simple shit. I understand where you're going. And I feel you on that.
Everybody ain't you,
I feel you on that. But everybody ain't you. Yeah.
Some people just happy to go, they go to school and they accept everything that, whatever the teacher give you, that's what you're going to take.
That's what it
is. That's it. Yeah. That's as far as they go. You know what I mean? They don't want to learn anything on their own. They just take everything that people give it to them. And that's cool. It is what it is. Like y'all said, it is for that person.
That's not for me. It's not for you. Yeah,
it's not for me. It's not for you. There you go.
I'm not even happy with the shit. I want to see more shit. Honestly, I do. I'm not miserable, but I'm not happy.
If you want to see more, then you got to do more. It's all
you got to do more to see it. Yeah,
all what you want to do. Everybody's not the same. That's why, you can't put yourself above the other person because they don't want to do what you do.
Yeah, you can't look at like you better.
Mentality I don't like. It ain't you talking over my head. You just ain't seeing clearly.
So Christmas.
Christmas.
I don't think you mean it that way, but it make it sound it come off that way. But I don't think you mean it that way. It's just the way you talk.
I'm saying
that. You know what I'm saying?
If it come off, it come off. Whatever.
Yeah. That's what I think. But
to add on,
no, you ain't gotta apologize.
To add on to the Christmas thing,
you don't have to do that. Nigga. Ain't no sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that.
I'm sorry. So
take the brass knuckles.
I hear you though. I feel how you feel tonight.
What?
How many wines you had, Kareem?
No, I just had a beer. I ain't had no wines, nigga. I ain't had no liquor, nothing like that. I'm just feeling what the man said. I mean, I agree with him on that
one. He had a little Sutter House airplane.
What's crazy? I don't even have to leave. I can go pull up on my Google map on Google Earth. I can pull up Columbia and do a fly around and shit. You know, that's how far technology is coming.
All right, guys, let's
fly around.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up in a few.
I'm gonna do a fly around Asbury right now. I'm going to fly around Asbury right now. Fuck that.
Bigger city,
fly around.
You can do it. New York, Atlanta, Asbury.
Neptune and Asbury. I'm about to fly around.
Hey, don't end up in Ocean County, man. You gone.
And love my people. I'm gonna fly around Asbury and love my people.
So we get back to the Christmas shit. I mean, I like the rabbit hole we went down. That was awesome. That's what it's all about. I want to thank everybody.
I don't know where we got to that, but we got there. Like that ain't even supposed
to. Start talking about Malcolm and Martin. That's what
it's all about.
Hey, this straight up talk, man. We keep going.
That's what a straight up podcast is all about.
Down going, man.
Yeah, straight down it. Hey, wherever it leads us, it leads us. We just keep on going.
Damn right. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. Sip Easy, RTO Beats, Rod Wallace. Go check out the Zero Noise podcast. Also, Brother Mordeve, Saturdays, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brainwashed on Heavy Media. Go check that out as well. My mom, See Me Hustle. DJ Erect. Thanks everybody for coming out. Straight Up Podcast, episode number 34. Please check us out on the playback. Please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and be here 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sundays for Straight Up Podcast, episode number 35.
Yeah.